This is an open meeting under section 19.81 to 19.98 of the Wisconsin State Statutes. You guys have November's meeting minutes in front of you. Any need for correction? Hearing none, I'd look for a motion to approve them.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Ken. I'll second the motion. All in favor of approval of November's meeting minutes, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Those minutes are approved. Monthly staff reports.
Overall, numbers are again down from a year ago. Similar theme from prior months for adult fitness with less offerings. And again, that loss of that instructor who was overly popular, we still had her through October. And I know Kate feels my pain about losing that employee. Pool numbers are down. Again, mild weather and no doubt not having a slide for open swim. And that's where the majority of that number is from the open swim. But don't forget, we did have an inflated number last October with the opening of the new place feature. We had a really good October a year ago, not so much this past October. And then memberships, again, have leveled off and remain pretty much even from a year ago.
Any questions on the reports, guys? All right, any communication or correspondence, Randy?
None.
No appearances or public comments, no old business and new business administration. We're gonna have an executive summary and recommendation to approve the slide painting at Vets Aquatic Center.
Correct. The exterior of the VMAX slides require painting. That's why this is here. In the areas that look like it could be a sun glare, is actually the paint has worn through on the slides. Staff had reached out to 3 different contractors and is recommending the quote from Safe Slide Restoration for $34,078. Though their bid is $244 higher than the lowest bid, Safe Slide offers a 2-year warranty where Slide Renew, who had the lowest bid, only offers a 1-year warranty. We have also worked with Safe Slides in the past. They've done quality and fast work for us.
Any questions on the summary? Any questions on the quote for Safe Slide? All right. What's your pleasure then?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Ken to approve staff's recommendation.
I'll second.
Second by John. Any other comments or discussion here?
It's interesting that 2 out-of-state companies were less than an in-state company.
So the one thing about the in-state company, and we do like Fisher Brothers, their quote was for priming the entire exterior of the slides. We only called for priming of the areas that needed it. And that's how they do the job. They knew what we were asking for and they stuck to it. We've worked with Fisher Brothers in the past. Would have liked to work with them on this project, but there'll be other ones we'll quote them on again in the future. And they do more than just painting too. So they've helped us out with the when we did the inside slide. They're the ones that put it together and took it apart for us, correct, Brian?
Yes, and our new play feature too.
Yes,
So
they
we've-
installed the play feature.
We've had good relations with them.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
So,
Anything else? Any other discussion or comments, questions? All right, we have a motion and a second to approve staff's recommendation. All in favor of acceptance of the quote from Safe Slide Restoration for their quote of $34,078, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Thank you. We have our January and February meeting dates to consider.
yeah, with January 1 being the first Wednesday of the month, obviously we're going to propose pushing that back a week. Then also, the first Wednesday in February falls on our Wisconsin Park and Recreation Association Conference that myself, Melanie, and Zach will be attending. Ken will be there, so guys, make sure to say hi to Ken. We'll get a free slush maybe. Moving that back to February 12th, I did check on the availability of the council chambers. I believe police and fire have 7 o'clock meetings. Typically, we're not more than an hour, and we got a half-hour buffer there, so that works for this facility if that works out for everyone else. Don't got to answer me now. You can let me know, and if those dates don't work, we can find an alternative.
I'll send an email out to everybody on the commission, and if we have any conflicts, we'll try and identify those ahead of time and reschedule or postpone. That work?
Sounds awesome.
All right, rec programs and activities. First up is Tots Care and Winter Fun Night.
So this year, we decided to try something a little bit different, just to see if we can get some numbers up. Typically, we've had this on a Saturday, but we have moved it to Friday night, which is also Midnight Madness, to kind of double up with that, see if any parents wanted to drop their kids off, essentially for cheap childcare in a way. It'll be it's just a night of fun. There are activities, so they'll be doing crafts, they'll be doing games in the gym. They'll be able to have dinner. We'll probably have some pizzas, most likely what we'll have. We'll have treats with cookies, hot chocolate, things like that. It's just a fun night for the kids. For Winter Fun Night, the older group, they will also have the opportunity to go into the pool starting at 8 o'clock and go swimming until 8:45. And thank you, Zach, for keeping it open just a little bit longer for that Friday night. So the kids can go in and swim during their open swim time there. Right now, we have 11 signed up for both, so we do have more space for kids to sign up.
All right, and the holiday supervised gym time.
So during winter break each year, we have our supervised gym time where we have someone in there and the kids can be dropped off. They can come in. It's free for all the kids. They can come in, they can play games, they can play basketball. The supervisor is there to make sure that, you know, they stay in line, they're safe, able to play what they want to play, get into the closet, get out what they want. And so we have it on December 23rd, 26th, 27th, 30th, and 31st. So during those times, it's about 2 to 4 hours that we have, depending on the day. And the kids can just come in and it's free.
Thanks, Melanie. Adult and youth sports, we have a staff report on youth basketball.
Saturday is our our last session of our youth sports for the year. We have Pee Wee basketball, youth basketball, and our junior basketball league starts up. So right now, we have 15 in Pee Wee basketball, 16 in youth basketball, and then we are full with all 4 teams and 28 kids for our junior basketball league. So that runs through February 1st. All the other ones have run through the middle of January.
Mel, how are you doing for staffing with those programs?
So we are fully staffed for Pee Wee and youth. I have 4 staff for the league right now. I am hoping for a couple more just to kind of supplement either the ones that have never done it before, or just in case someone's gone for a week since it is a longer program. So we could use a few more staff for our junior basketball league.
And do you utilize sometimes those coaches to maybe officiate, they coach and officiate that at the same
Yep.
time?
They do. So we kind of expect the coaches to do both. So that's another reason why we ask for a few more, just to kind of make sure that everything is covered. The junior basketball league's a little bit more hands-on too than a normal basketball league. So they are on the court a little bit more and making sure that the kids are guided and kind of know where they're going for the league instead of just hands off on the sideline.
So that might be a good opportunity for Ms. Shelstad's officiating class if they're looking for some volunteer time or.
I was thinking the same thing, or the high school basketball teams. Yeah. Yep. All right, I'll see what I can do, Mel. Tell us about drop-in soccer.
Drop-in soccer starts this Saturday, so it does begin December 7th, not the 6th, as it says on there. This does run through April. It is $4 for a resident, $5 for a non-resident. And then they'd be able just to stop in, pay, and then they can, it's essentially pick up soccer. So whoever's there can play either games of soccer, shoot around, whatever they want to do. So they have the whole gym to their disposal for soccer.
All right, thank you, Melanie. Yep. And aquatics, no report on Vets Aquatic Center, but we do have one on the Hartford Family Aquatic Center sponsored by the Lutz Family Foundation.
Yeah, so we have 3 open swims coming up at the end of the month. They're going to be on December 23rd, 30th, and 31st. These are just some pop-up open swims that are not a part of our typical schedule. They run from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock. We're able to do it a little bit earlier because the schools are on break. So we have staff available and kids in schools are available too to come and visit our pool during that time. Typically, these are some of our busiest open swims of the year. So I believe last year, one of the days, we got about 150 people, which for the indoor pool, that's a lot of people. So definitely one of our more popular times, so we're hoping for good numbers again this year.
And I want to add to that report if I could, Todd. We've had some progress to the stair tower since last meeting, not as much as we would have liked. The railings and spindles are complete for the stair tower. Still lacking 36-inch handrails that are needed per code. I've been in communication with Musa on this progress. He had a plan for finishing the install this week, and then it would need to be taken down for painting, which was planned for next week. I did have communication with him. It was either today or yesterday. Letting him know that our expectations were, hey, we would like to be able to utilize this beginning Saturday the 14th for our open our open swim and swim lessons. So that is our goal right now, is to make sure that gets taken care of.
Anything on the staff reports, guys? Any questions for directors? All right, then we'll talk about the park staff report.
Yes, Candy Cane, that upgrade was completed since the last meeting, and that was with the installation of the sign and bench for the new playground. The sign itself was one of our new recycled plastic, if you would, signs, and then on the backside, we had a dedication for the Nightingale family for their donation. Sponsorship of the new playground. And then as far as we refurbished a bench, it was a wood bench, and now we used, again, the recycled plastic lats. So we were able to place that in there as well. The other thing we've been working on here with the cold streak of weather we've been having, staff has kicked it into high gear, preparing for ice skating. We are prepping the portable rink still for Vets Park. I know that's always been one of our popular rinks, and we're also planning on bringing back skating to the Mill Pond. We have discussed this in previous years. Our winters just have not allowed for it. We've already began measuring the ice thickness and preparing for that skating area. Once we are prepared and open for that skate, we will rope off an area specific to skating and post signs to make sure that no one attempts to ice fish. We do have some ice fishermen that like to go on to the Mill Pond. And since it's been many years since we've utilized the Mill Pond, I have reached out to the city's insurer, CIVMIC, suggested guidelines. So I've been in communication with them as well as other communities, namely Watertown. We had an open body of water that we utilized for skating there too. Brian, what would you like to add to that report?
Just along with the potential for the skating rink on the Mill Pond in a specific area that we picked, and the plan we have to make a set of steps to make it accessible with the wall, the river wall, border wall. So I stepped it off today. I had a hard time judging what a distance would be out in the water, but generally where I walked it off, I think we could get 50 to 60 feet out and about 120 or better feet on length. So a nice sized rink if Mother Nature keeps cooperating with us with the colder weather. I know we're in for a little bit of a change coming up, but I think that's probably the smallest we'll have. I'm hoping we can go a little bit larger and we're still able to maintain it. We went through the equipment today that's stored here and everything fired up and worked that we're gonna use for the snow removal on it. So I think we're heading in the right direction.
So officially, nothing is open for skating at this point. Again, we have about a minimum of 4 inches of ice. We'd like to see that to be 6 inches before we would let anybody out onto the mill pond. Again, that's something we would test regularly, not necessarily every day, but as weather dictates, it's something we would look at. And since this is a new process for us as well, weekends and maintaining that. The nice thing for weekends, if our guys get called in for snow removal, this will be put on that list to clear that off. It would be the, low on priority list as far as safety, making sure the streets and sidewalks and parking lots are cleared off. But that would be part of their responsibilities too on the weekends to make sure that we have a skating surface as well. So again, now we're looking to begin putting up the portable rink at Vets. And then we're going to monitor the weekend, like Brian mentioned. They're calling for highs in the 40s, I believe, Saturday and Sunday. We'll see what effect that has. And then when we are ready to move forward, if we have enough ice and the conditions continue the way we need them to have ice skating, we'll announce that on our Facebook and website.
I had a question about that, Randy or Brian. Are we planning to offer any amenities, like at Centennial Park? Are we opening the bathrooms, the space, as a warming area?
So bathrooms for sure not, just because it's not heated.
Oh, they're not.
So that is shut down for the winter. We don't have a concrete plan yet for utilizing the pavilion, but that is something we'll consider. Again, focus is on the ice right now, and if we see long-term, like, hey, we're going to be able to open this up for long periods, and then that's something we'll look into. We probably would want that manned, if at all possible, having someone there, so it wouldn't be open all the time as a warming house, but we would advertise probably popular times, Saturday mornings, a Friday night, Sunday afternoon type of deal, where we would advertise, hey, you can come on in. And we'd want to prep that site too, as people are coming in with their skates. We'd want to get like cow matting or something down so we're not ruining the concrete finish of that
Right.
pavilion either.
And that's not heated at all, right?
It has the fireplace.
Oh, right. Okay.
Now, I'm not saying you're gonna get nice and toasty in there. Will it elevate it a couple degrees? Probably.
Yeah.
It's more for amenity for
Oh, wind
ambiance
block.
purposes
Yeah,
of
and
the
wind
fireplace.
block and that type of thing.
Yeah, and to get out of the wind.
Right,
For sure.
yeah.
So like a night like tonight, yeah,
It'd be warmer, I mean.
it would be warmer
a nice
inside
place.
there for sure.
The good thing is there's the capability, if we choose to go that direction, utilizing that fireplace is great. It's a good amenity. But to add, we have enough room in our panel to add a 220 garage-type heater
Oh, yeah.
that we would put up with a circulating fan on it. That would probably enhance that space quite nicely. I just remember that from the summer, that we have plenty of voltage with, the bands that we had to be accessible. There was a lot of extra power that was put into that particular panel. So it's definitely not out of the question if you would want to go that direction at some point. But let's see how this year plays out.
Is it out of the question for this year or for,
No,
no? Okay.
it would be, I'd have to talk to Randy and see what the logistics would be with our electric utility, because we'd want to do everything in-house, to see what it would take to run the cabling through and what the fire inspector would allow at that point with an electric heater and where it has to be mounted. So I guess we'd have to take it one step at a time.
Is there any capability for the restrooms to be utilized during the winter, Brian?
Yeah.
Unfortunately not, because the main comes in underground and the restrooms and it goes down the block wall. So it'd be very challenging to keep that from freezing when it's not gonna be used that often, a lot of downtime. And then that's when you have your issues because of the radiant or, cold that'll come through that block. It just wasn't made to do that. It's not poured cinder, it's not full, it's not insulated. That'd be an only pitfall, but again, you could always do a porta potty, since it's very seasonal. I don't know, I'm just trying to think of a way to make it work if it truly is a hit. I guess we'll have to see how
Yeah,
that
we-
goes.
Certainly do a Porto, like Brian said, and I'll remind this body, I wasn't here for the design process, so. with the park.
No, that's asking, I mean, I understand that. for
Yeah, I mean, at
location,
that time, we
for the
never
level of
thought about.
Utilization, I get it, so.
Yeah.
I was just asking, and the porta potty thing, if you had a warming area, if it's a hit and there's a porta potty, I think that's
Yeah.
fine,
Yeah.
Joe, did you have something?
Yeah, are we
Sorry.
gonna entertain, I mean, I know this is all new and, just starting, right? We don't quite know everything, but we can entertain like, building rentals like in the winter for that building then? And
Certainly,
possibly-
yeah,
As well as encouraging our vast studio audience here, and on the net that, if maybe some club wants to come in and like hold like a hot chocolate stand out there or something like that, that might be an opportunity for them as well, for the community, and that'd be a way to, utilize the building and get people in and warm up. So I think we have a lot of, I know it's gonna be all new, we gotta try it out, but I think there's gonna be some great opportunities to figure out and to use that facility. Not only us having to staff it, but you find other people that'd be willing to staff it on a Saturday afternoon. You never know, so.
yeah, no, I think the rental idea is
You know.
great. And like you said, we want to make sure we get it right, with logistics and
Right.
whatnot. And, as I was telling the staff, usually on an average winter, you would expect almost a 6 to 7 week window where you really have an opportunity to utilize the ice. And that's typically mid-January through the end of February. And then end of February, it might still be cold, but that sun gets to a certain angle and it's heat. Even though the air is cool, that sun will certainly have an effect on the ice. And I don't see us bleeding into March at all, even with cooler temperature, with the effect the sun would have. But I like your thought process and expanding this. And if we can, not everything's about revenue. It's about, our department's mainly about offering the service. But, we have budgets we need to meet too. So that would be a good opportunity.
Like I said, some groups come in and they just want to offer, like, say, scouts want to do something, do hot chocolate and sell a couple of cups of hot chocolate to anybody that's out there, something like that.
Sure.
Just different ideas. I think we'll have different groups probably approaching us too as we start utilizing it. So it's not that it has to be a burden to only the rec department in staffing. There might be some other opportunities in the future. So I think it's kind of cool. I think it's gonna be great.
Good stuff, guys. Anything else on that? Anyone?
No, I would just say I'd compliment the volunteers for beautiful Hartford and just that area. If you think of what that looked like 4 years ago or so, and you look at it today with the lighting and the station there and the place at it, just and the new wall in there, it just looks so much nicer than what it used to look like, which was, it was just a pit before, and now it's really pretty. So.
Yeah, and to bring it back to the skating, I mean, just the ambiance,
Yeah,
the
that would
atmosphere
look
they've
awesome.
set up with all the lights, I could see that being a huge draw
It'll look
on
awesome,
a
too, with
daily
all the lights
basis,
out there.
people wanting to skate, so.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That was gonna be saved for commission requests, but
Oh, sorry.
it's a great lead-in.
Oh.
Any other commission requests? Anything you wanna talk about? All right, good stuff, guys. I'd look for a motion to adjourn then.
I'll motion.
Motion by John,
Second.
second by
Kate.
Kate. All in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.